Hey everyone, make some pistachio chocolate shortbread cookies with me. So all my ingredients are listed out on the screen. You can pause to read. I did get this recipe from another creator here on TikTok, so I will put her name in the caption. So essentially, she used a KitchenAid mixer for this recipe. I don't have one of those, so I thought it would be a smart idea to use an ice cream maker instead, since an ice cream maker also has a kind of like a paddle or a whisk that it uses to churn the ice cream. So I thought this was a great idea. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Here you can see me struggling with the ice cream maker. Basically, the butter just got all stuck in there. It was not mixing up or whisking it at all. Here you can see that I kind of tried to do a bunch of different things by holding the whisk in place, but nothing was working. And here eventually I realized it just was not going to work at all. So I ended up taking all of the butter off of the whisk and just incorporating it and whisking it myself, essentially. I unfortunately after this forgot to record the steps of mixing in the icing sugar and the flour. But after I mix up the butter pretty well, I just got rid of the ice cream maker, continued whisking the butter for a little bit, and then added in my icing sugar and my flour and incorporated that all into a bowl, which is what you see here. After this was all mixed up and I got a pretty crumbly texture, which is what you want for shortbread cookies, I started to incorporate my crushed pistachios. I ended up adding a little bit more after this first amount and just left a small amount for the end for the topping. And you have to leave this to chill in the fridge for about an hour. I ended up leaving it a little bit longer than that, about an hour and a half in the fridge. So while I was waiting, I took a little tea break and then I somehow managed to completely slice up my finger. So here it is injured. So my sister is actually the one who's helping me mold the cookies in this next step. So these are her hands. You can use any type of tray you want, but I'm just using this one that I found at the dollar store just because it's easier to measure out how big your cookie should be. So this is what the cookies were looking like. They look really beautiful with the little pistachio pieces. And then it was time to make the milk chocolate dipping sauce. So I took my chocolate chips and I melted them in the microwave 2 times for 30-second intervals each. It's better to do it in intervals because that way you can make sure that you're not burning the chocolate when you're melting it. So after the chocolate had this type of consistency, I took the cookies and I essentially dipped half of it into the chocolate mixture, and then I poured some of the crushed pistachios on top. You want to do this while the chocolate is still warm so that the little pistachio pieces can stick to the chocolate well. So I ended up doing this for all the cookies. I did realize at this point that my cookie batter was a little bit crumbly because a couple of them broke while I was dipping them in, but for the most part, all of them came out nice. You can see that one cookie in the middle just completely fell into the chocolate. So that one was a full dipped in chocolate cookie instead of just a half. But this was the final result of the cookies. Not only did they look pretty, but they also tasted amazing. So if you're a pistachio lover like me, I highly recommend you trying this easy recipe with just 5 ingredients. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Thank you so much for watching.